Imagine finally tightening and flattening your stomach with just one simple move, and it's not another endless set of sit-ups. That's right, forget the crunches and the endless hours of ab machines. The secret begins with understanding a principle most people overlook. Your body will only lose fat when your energy output exceeds your energy input. In simple terms, you need a calorie deficit. That's the foundation. But here's the catch: most people approach this the wrong way. They cut calories too drastically, only to find themselves constantly hungry, exhausted, and frustrated when the scale barely moves. You see, our bodies are far more complex than a simple math equation. Unlike a car that runs on fuel, humans have an intricate system called the endocrine system, which adapts to changes in our environment. When you drastically lower calories, your body compensates. It becomes more efficient, conserving energy, slowing metabolism, and making you hungrier. That's why calorie restriction alone often fails in the long run. But there's a missing piece that most people never consider: insulin. This hormone controls whether your body burns fat or stores it, and it's triggered mostly by carbohydrates. While protein has a moderate effect and fat is neutral, carbs can spike insulin the most. This means not all calories are created equal. You can't just count calories and expect consistent fat loss without considering the role of insulin. Now, let's dig into what happens when you manage insulin effectively. By lowering carbohydrate intake, insulin levels drop, and suddenly, your body gains access to its own fat stores for energy. No longer are you trapped, relying solely on the food you eat for fuel. Instead, your body begins tapping into your fat as a steady energy source, which not only supports weight loss but also dramatically reduces hunger and cravings between meals. Imagine being able to skip that mid-afternoon snack without feeling weak or deprived. This is the science behind why low-carb and ketogenic diets can work so effectively. They allow your body to burn fat while maintaining energy and focus, unlike traditional calorie-cutting approaches that leave you depleted and frustrated. The real power comes from understanding that fat isn't the enemy, it's your fuel, your biological pantry, keeping you alive and energized between meals. So, if calories alone aren't the whole story, what's the practical takeaway? It's about shifting your body into a state where it naturally burns fat, instead of constantly relying on external food. This is where low-carb strategies shine. By keeping carbohydrates low, insulin drops, and your body can start using its stored fat for energy. Here's an important point. This isn't a quick fix. Entering ketosis, the state where your body primarily burns fat, takes a couple of days, but reaching full fat adaptation, where your body efficiently uses both ketones and fat as fuel, takes a few weeks. During this time, your metabolism adjusts, and you start feeling stable energy without the spikes and crashes caused by high carb intake. Fat, after all, provides more than double the energy of glucose, making it a much more sustainable fuel source. And when your body taps into fat for energy, hunger dramatically decreases. Cravings disappear, especially for sugary snacks and starchy foods. You're no longer fighting yourself every time you try to eat less. This is the secret advantage most diets ignore. People often believe they're successful because they eat fewer calories, but in reality, it's not just about restriction, it's about allowing your body to access its stored energy efficiently. The difference is profound. One method leaves you craving and stressed, the other keeps you full and in control. It's important to emphasize that this approach isn't about eliminating food, it's about balancing your macronutrients strategically. Ideally, carbohydrates make up only a tiny fraction of your daily intake, with moderate protein and a larger portion from fat. This structure not only supports fat burning, but also preserves muscle and keeps energy levels high. It's a complete shift in thinking. Instead of forcing your body to adapt to a calorie deficit through deprivation, you're guiding it into a metabolic state where fat naturally becomes the primary energy source. And here's the exciting part. Once you understand this, losing stubborn fat, especially around the midsection, becomes much easier. You're no longer battling hunger or fighting your body's natural tendencies. Instead, your physiology is working with you, not against you. But understanding fat metabolism and insulin is only part of the picture. The next key piece is movement, and not in the way you might think. Forget traditional crunches or sit-ups that overwork the hip flexors and strain your back. There's a specific exercise that can tighten and tone your abdomen effectively while engaging the deeper core muscles that actually support posture and balance. And this is where most people get it wrong. They focus on surface muscles and ignore the underlying connective tissue that keeps the stomach firm and structured. In the next segment, we'll break down exactly what this exercise is, why it works, and how to perform it safely for maximum results. Let's dive into the exercise that can transform your midsection without the risks of traditional sit-ups, the dead bug. Yes, it has a funny name, but it's incredibly effective. Picture a bug lying on its back, legs and arms in the air, trying to flip over. That's essentially what you're mimicking. The beauty of this movement is how it targets the fascia, the gel-like connective tissue under your skin that supports abdominal shape and tone. Over time, fascia can weaken, creating that flabby appearance, but the dead bug stimulates it alongside your deeper core muscles. This is not about brute force. It's about control and precision. You'll strengthen your abs while maintaining a balanced pelvic alignment, which improves posture and stabilizes your spine. Unlike crunches, this method won't overactivate your hip flexors, which can cause lower back issues and imbalance. Here's how to perform it correctly. Lie flat on your back with your knees over your hips, bent at 90-degree angles. Your lower back should remain pressed into the floor. Raise your arms straight above you toward the ceiling. From here, extend your left leg fully while keeping your back flat, toes pointing up. Return to starting position, then alternate sides. For an added challenge, move the opposite arm at the same time as your leg, or try same-side extensions to intensify the core engagement. The key is keeping control, maintaining contact with the ground, and only moving the limbs you intend to move. This controlled movement activates the core fully, while improving coordination and balance throughout your body. It's simple, yet powerful, a daily habit that reshapes your midsection safely and effectively. Pairing this exercise with the low-carb, fat-burning strategy we discussed earlier amplifies results. While your body taps into its fat stores for fuel, the dead bug sculpts and strengthens the underlying structure of your abdomen. You're not just losing fat, you're creating a firm, toned, resilient core. And here's the secret. Consistency is everything. Doing this exercise daily, even for a few minutes, can show visible changes within a week or two. Combine that with your metabolic shift through carbohydrate reduction, and you've essentially created a system that burns fat efficiently while simultaneously toning your body from the inside out. Now, let's explore why this combination works so well. When insulin is lowered through dietary adjustments, your body shifts from storing energy to burning fat. At the same time, controlled exercises like the dead bug stimulate the fascia and core muscles, preventing sagging and promoting a tighter, flatter appearance. This dual approach addresses both the chemical and physical aspects of fat loss. It's no wonder so many people see more sustainable results with low-carb strategies paired with targeted core exercises compared to calorie restriction alone. Traditional dieting often leaves you depleted while your metabolism slows, making long-term fat loss nearly impossible. But by guiding your body into a fat-burning state, you bypass these issues. Your metabolism doesn't need to slow down because your body has a steady energy supply its own fat. This is a game changer. You might ask, what about intermittent fasting or keto diets? These approaches naturally lower carbohydrate intake and insulin levels while creating a favorable environment for fat burning. When combined with the dead bug exercise, they not only reduce abdominal fat but also improve energy, focus, and overall metabolic health. And because fat provides a longer-lasting energy source, you won't feel the constant hunger or cravings that sabotage traditional calorie reduction methods. In essence, your body becomes self-sufficient, burning stored fat while you remain energized and active. Another crucial factor is understanding fat layers. You have superficial fat, visceral fat around your organs, and the fascia. Each layer responds differently. Visceral fat is highly responsive to dietary and metabolic changes, while superficial fat and fascia benefit from consistent exercise. The dead bug uniquely targets the deeper layer of fascia, stimulating it alongside the abdominal muscles to create a firm, toned appearance. Over time, this prevents the flabby stomach effect even after losing weight. Consistency is key, and so is structure. Incorporating the dead bug daily strengthens your body's ability to maintain a neutral pelvic position, which is vital for spinal alignment and overall stability. The movement enhances coordination between the hips, core, and upper body, ensuring the muscles work in harmony rather than isolation. This makes everyday movement safer and more efficient while shaping a leaner, stronger midsection. Paired with a low-carb diet that taps into stored fat, the results compound. Fat loss accelerates while your stomach becomes visibly firmer and toned. It's important to note that fat adaptation, the state where your body efficiently burns both ketones and fat, can take a few weeks. During this period, your body transitions from relying primarily on carbohydrates to utilizing stored fat. Once adapted, energy levels stabilize, cravings vanish, and you have a consistent fuel source at all times. The dead bug complements this by reinforcing core strength, posture, and fascia health, ensuring that as fat comes off, your body maintains structure rather than sagging. This is the approach used by thousands who have successfully lost stubborn fat without extreme calorie restriction. The combination of metabolic shift through carbohydrate control and the targeted dead bug exercise creates a sustainable fat burning and toning system. It's simple, science-backed, and effective. You're not fighting your body, you're working with it. Over time, this creates not just a flat stomach, but a core that's resilient, strong, and visually defined. Finally, let's pull it all together. The key principles are lowering insulin through strategic carbohydrate reduction, using fat as your primary energy source, and targeting the deep core with the dead bug exercise. This trifecta addresses the chemical, physical, and structural aspects of fat loss, creating results that are sustainable and noticeable. Fat becomes fuel, hunger disappears, and your core tightens and tones naturally. Unlike endless sit-ups or strict calorie cutting, this approach harmonizes with your body's biology, allowing you to lose stubborn fat while maintaining energy and balance. To maximize results, aim for consistency. Perform the dead bug daily, maintain a low-carb, moderate, protein, high-fat diet, and give your body time to fully adapt to fat burning. The changes may start small, but within 1 to 2 weeks, you'll notice reduced cravings, stabilized energy, and a firmer midsection. Over time, these small but consistent changes compound, creating a transformation that's visible and sustainable. If you want a structured guide to make this even easier, I've created a free daily routine checklist that outlines the exact steps I use to stay strong, energized, and toned every day. It's available for download through the link below. Start incorporating these strategies today. Stick to the exercise and diet plan, and watch your stomach tighten, flatten, and transform like never before. Click the link, download your free checklist, and take the first step toward your new, energized, and toned body.